out today, but she's getting better every day, you guys, and we hope to have her back with us soon. But ladies, we have so much to discuss. Let's get right into this girl chat, because the people have spoken. They have elected Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. as the 46th president of the United States. Can we get a hand clap for that?
Hey, I'm so excited. I'm so happy.
And the crowd goes wild.
Oh my God.
Biden's win also means that Senator Kamala Harris will be the first female person of color and first Black and South Asian to serve as our nation's vice president. Here is the moment when Vice President-elect Harris, I can't believe I'm saying this, she called President-elect Biden after the race. Take a look.
We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
A victory rally was held Saturday night in President-elect Biden's hometown of Wilmington, Delaware. Vice President-elect Harris opened the night walking out to work that by the one and only Mary J. Blige. Yes! And she wore a winter white suit as a nod to women's suffrage movement on the 100-year anniversary of women getting the right to vote. And in her speech, the soon-to-be vice president said that while she may be the first woman in this office, she will not be the last, and delivered a message to all the little girls watching her. Take a look.
Every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a country of possibilities. And to the children of our country, regardless of your gender, our country has sent you a clear message. Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before. But know that we will applaud you every step of the way.
It was then President-elect Biden's turn to speak to the nation, and he delivered an address projecting optimism and calling for unity in our country. Take a look.
It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. They are Americans.
Ladies, this is a moment in history we will all remember. What are you feeling? What are you feeling right now?
I think, yes, same like Garcelle. I mean, the moment that I found out, I literally, you guys, I was in the shower and I ran out of the bathroom with my towel on. My nieces were screaming. I mean, it just was a moment that we will never, ever forget. I think, you know, even the moment when I actually saw it on the screen where it said, you know, seeing Biden's name and the photo as the president-elect on the TV, you know, that just made it so real for me. Guys, my sister actually captured the video of my family's reaction. Take a look.
Joe Biden's our president! Woo! President!
Like, my nieces were ecstatic. You guys, I didn't realize that, you know, they're so young, but they are so aware of what's going on. They hear the conversations that go on in our household, and we've been very honest with them with everything that's going on and really wanted them to be a part of this. And, you know, when we watched the victory rally later that evening, I saw my niece Jet. She couldn't take her eyes off the screen, and she just kept looking back at us. And when Kamala's nieces came out, when Senator Kamala's nieces came out, well, now Vice President-elect, she goes, Mom, she's like to her mom, Mom, Titi, her nieces look like me and Bo. And it's just a reminder of how important representation it is. And just, again, Kamala saying that she will not be the last. It is so true what this does for women of color, and this just continues to open so many doors for us and to continue to remind us that, you know, sky's the limit, that dreams do come true, and she is proof of that.
Oh my God. I can't believe you were in the shower, because I was in the shower too, and my girlfriend was over. She opened the shower door and said, Biden won. And I started screaming. I almost slipped and killed myself. And then I wrapped myself in a towel. I ran in my kid's room and I was like, Biden won, Biden won. I can't tell you how, first of all, this past week, I've been so stressed. I had headaches. I never realized the number 270 would mean so much to me. I was just like, can we get to 270? Can we get to 270? And it just felt like 2020, we needed something to rejoice. We needed something to uplift us. Seeing everybody out in the street, dancing, chanting, it was electrifying. And I think that's what this country needed with COVID and quarantine, loss of jobs, everything, loss of human lives. To have something that united a lot of us was really, really important. And I feel like Kamala Harris is, all the little girls in us see us in her. And I think that's really important. Representation is important. I mean, this woman, first of all, she's done a lot of firsts. She was the first woman and person of color to serve in San Francisco District Attorney. First person to Attorney General of California, and now the first Black Asian female vice president. I mean, it's just tremendous. And we needed something to lift our spirits. And I feel like the world is coming together. And I really do hope that the Trump supporters who feel defeated, who feel that, you know, this wasn't just, I feel that somehow they will come around, because how can you not help be a part of such a positive movement?
Well, it's also important to note she is the first HBCU graduate to be vice president-elect. And so that's a big deal for historically Black colleges. But also, ladies, I know that we're celebrating, but I have to do this. Trump has not conceded. These are projections.
Not surprising.
There are still counts going on in the country.
Yes, they are still counting.
And so the electors will meet in December after everything is finished. Trump's camp is planning on doing these like media blitz. They may do some rallies, but so far the projections and the numbers show that Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. is the winner. And so we just have to wait until December when they go into the official electors and they do the official votes. So, but I just want to put that out there because, you know, you have to report it correctly.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did, because that's keeping it real like we do. But I also want to talk about, me and my kids were talking about this, about how must it feel for Trump and his family and his, you know, his cabinet to see people rejoicing the way we are. I feel like, I can't imagine that doesn't hurt, to see how many people are so ecstatic that there's going to be a new movement, a new regime, a new, you know, I don't know how that must feel to someone else, but I'm telling you, seeing it, this is what America needed. We needed some positive energy in the air. And I think with this movement, I truly believe like what you put out in the universe really says something. And I hope that changes the tone of what's going to happen in the future.
Just like Lonnie said, even though Trump has not conceded, I think that doesn't come as a surprise to anyone, because he said that this was exactly what he was going to do even prior to the numbers coming out, even prior to us counting, you know, people's votes. He was saying this prior to, so this is not surprising. And again, that doesn't mean that Joe Biden isn't rightfully the president, in my opinion.
Yeah, but this will be an ongoing thing, so we'll be here, but we're celebrating today. That's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Yes,
well, according to Politico, exit polls indicated that 91% of Black women voted for Joe Biden. And while covering the election for CNN, political reporter Abby Phillip, who I am obsessed with, I tweeted that I love her so much. I love you, Abby. I think you do a phenomenal job. And she actually discussed the important role that Black women played in delivering the White House to Biden and Harris. Take a look.
This has never happened before. And not only would Black women put Joe Biden in the White House, but they would also put a Black woman in the White House as well. And that is the sort of historical poetry that I think we will live with for a long time, in addition to the fact that Donald Trump's political career began with the racist birther lie. It may very well end with a Black woman in the White House.
I love her so
Ladies,
much.
love her. What does this type of turnout tell you?
Well, it tells you about the power of Black women.
Yes.
You have Stacey Abrams, who literally, through her 2 organizations, got 800,000 people to turn out the vote. This is the power of Black women. I also want to give a shout out to 2 people on the Biden campaign. There are a lot of people that helped, but there are 2 specific women that I want to point out and say thank you. That's Simone Sanders and Corinne Jean-Pierre. They really worked tirelessly hard to make sure that, even like when we had the interview with Vice President-elect Harris, we were involved through Simone. Simone helped us. And this is what we're talking about in spreading the messages out there. Black women supporting other Black women, making sure that we had what we needed so that, you know, we were able to get that interview. So I just really want to thank them. Also, Michelle Obama's When We All Vote organization, which I was a part of. For over 3 years, we've registered over 300,000 people to vote. And so it was this whole coalition of Black women and women of color, you ladies yourselves, just speaking every day on the election and the importance of it. I hope that you feel that you're part of it too, you know.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that. I think we do. And I was actually a surrogate for the Biden campaign. I kept it kind of quiet because we were just doing our thing. But Corinne Jean-Pierre is Haitian, so shout out to the Haitian girl doing it. We are a force. We are a force to be reckoned with. And I think that's the important aspect of this that people need to see, that when we come together, look out, because we're doing things. And the fact that more people voted this election than ever, the fact that the pandemic, COVID, everything made us vote through the mail was the first time I ever voted through the mail, because normally I go in. It just goes to show when we're together, we're a force. And I think people should give us more respect because we deserve it. We've earned it. And here we go. Let's do this.
I do want to say that there was our girl Eva Longoria was on MSNBC last night, and she misspoke, I believe, when she was
she's since said
talking
that
to
she
the reporter. And a lot of people are coming for her and dragging her, and she corrected it like 3 times, saying that she did not mean to take away from Black women. She was specifically saying Latina women versus Latina men. So, you know, this type of talk we don't need. And I support what Kerry Washington said. Kerry knows Eva. I grew up knowing Eva before Desperate Housewives. She's always been a down sister. And, you know, sometimes when you're on live TV, I've done it a number of times. So I say something and it comes out the wrong way. But I can tell you that we don't need that. We have to stay united. No. And we know Black women did the work. Everybody else is going to follow through, and that's fine.
No, I 100% agree with that. And even in her statement, she's saying that that was not where her heart was at. Because I think that obviously we need to give credit where credit is due, and we need to acknowledge what Black women have done in this country and what they continue to do for this country, what they've done and what they've been doing and what they continue to do. And at the same time, it's okay to acknowledge that Latina women had a part, but there's a difference between using the word "but." Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where she specifically said that that's not where her heart was at. So I think we all agree that while you can celebrate what Latinas have done, there is no reason to take away from the incredible work of Black women and acknowledging that.
Before we go to break, we want to pay tribute to a TV legend. 80-year-old Jeopardy host Alex Trebek passed away peacefully Sunday morning, surrounded by his family and friends, following a long battle against stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Alex has been the host of Jeopardy since 1984 and continued to film episodes during his cancer treatments, sharing emotional moments with fans and contestants. Ladies, I just loved him. I was able to meet him, and he's just going to be missed. He did a great, hard fight, but at 80 years old, you know, it's hard to beat that type of cancer at that age. But he gave it his all. He kept working, and we are going to miss him immensely. We will miss you, Alex, and we here at The Real send our prayers to your family and friends.